are the leading cyber generals. We are also the Junior Varsity Red Team. We are Team 1058, and we have been together as a team for 1 year. All of our team members beside me are first years, while I'm a second year. Our robots, the DJI on the left of the image, and the Gobilda on the right of the image, were integral to us beating the enemy team. This video being showed to you right now is one of our robots completing the task. This task is called Cornfield Harvest. It requires you to push a button, and pushing that button opens up the gate which allows you to grab pieces of corn. There's diseased and healthy corn, and if you grab diseased corn, you can identify the disease on its side. The drones were also very important to the game plan, as they assist the robot pilots in a lot of ways. Bentley, the person in this image, is one of our drone pilots, and as you can see, he's inspecting one of our drones. He is also the person piloting the robot in this next video. The task Bentley's trying to do in this video is called the water quality test. You have to grab a pH sample and bring it back to the labs so the people there can identify if the pH levels are safe or not. Safety is very important to us, so we've appointed a safety inspector for our team. The safety inspector for our team is Kai. He does his job really well, and he checks over the documents once a day. We also have a Google Classroom that we use to make sure our robots don't violate any of the terms in the safety manual. We also have multiple documents that we use so we don't hurt ourselves or the people around us. Safety is a number one priority, so if somebody does get hurt, I'm sure we can restore them back to health. The game elements are a pretty big deal, so all of our team members had to study the manual so we can come together to form a plan to get the most amount of points for this competition. These next few images shows the field that we had to create the plan on. This field was essential to learn for our team members and I, because it'll make everything easier for the upcoming competitions. The next thing that will be shown is the autonomous periods plan. The autonomous period is the most important period in the entire competition because you can score 4 times points. The autonomous period, as stated in this name, is completely autonomous, meaning we cannot drive our robots with our bare hands and it has to be completely coded. In the autonomous period for the drones, what we'll be doing is the RFID beacon activation and the field mapping task. The RFID beacon activation task wants us to hover over a beacon with our team's color on the bottom of our drone until the beacon is activated. And also for the autonomous period for our robots, we'll be doing the Cornfield Harvest task. The Cornfield Harvest task requires us to push a button to enter the cornfield and then grab pieces of corn to score points. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the tally-up period. The tally-up period is a very important period because we're able to control our robots on our own, and also it's what makes up most of the competition. What we'll be doing for the tally-up period for the drones is the solar panel optimization task and the water quality test task. The solar panel optimization task requires us to fly over a solar panel and blow off all the leaves with our fixed pitch propellers. The water quality test task is a task that requires us to go to a water tower to collect a pH sample. That pH sample is then tested to see if the water is safe to use in the farm. We will also be doing a STEM questions task for the tally-up period for the drone. The STEM question task requires us to go to the enemy side of the field and hover in front of a screen to answer some questions. What the robots will be doing during the tally-up period is the Cornfield Harvest task, the power line repair task, and the genetically engineered seeds task. Before we talk about any other task, let's start with the Cornfield Harvest task first. The Cornfield Harvest task requires us to grab corn and push a button. We pushed a button earlier in the autonomous period, so all we need to do now is grab some corn. If you grab bad corn, you're able to get extra points from surveying the disease and identifying it. What we need to do for the power line repair task is to pick up a magnet that's connected to a cord. Whenever we pick up that magnet that's connected to a cord with our claw, we can move it over to another magnet that supplies power to the bio builder. Now that we have done the power line repair task, we can do the genetically engineered seeds task, otherwise known as GES. The bad corn we got from the Cornfield Harvest task, we can now identify the disease on the side and put them into petri dishes. We then put those petri dishes into the bio builder to get points. The petri dishes we get from the other task, we can then put inside the bio builder. The bio builder will spit out a seed that we need to grab and put into a pot. But first, before we can get into the farm, we have to move the tractor out of the way so we can put the seeds inside of the pots. In these next few images, it shows us going to different schools to raise awareness about the robotics program. The robotics program is a huge deal to all of us in it, and to get more students to help us would be great. We also gave out candy and Halloween while we were in our costumes. We also went to the Career Expo up in Norton to teach a bunch of different 7th graders from different kinds of schools about robotics. At this time, I would like to say thank you to all of our sponsors and our wonderful teachers for making all of this possible. Thank you for both helping us learn and mentoring us to make sure we don't get hurt or stray off the right path. None of this would have been possible without your guys' help. Thank you. This is the Leaf Cyber Journal's Red Team, signing out.